Carlenius and Lucio are collecting scrap to sell. They enter an abandoned radiotherapy clinic and go to the furthest room, where they find a lead capsule. Carlenius explains that it's worth a lot of money, but Lucio is skeptical because nobody would abandon something expensive. Using a wheelbarrow, they drag to Carlenius' house and use tools to break it open, only to find a second capsule. 5 days later, the duo brings the capsule to the local scrapyard and owner Evanildo buys it. That night, scrapyard employees manage to open this capsule and cut the cables on the lid. When Evanildo turns off the lights to close his shop, he discovers that the capsule is glowing and decides to take it home. 10 days later, Evanildo's wife Antonia keeps throwing up and coughing. Evanildo thinks it's their dinner's fault, but Antonia says she's been sick for days. When Evanildo asks about the glowing capsule, Antonia says she has no idea and scolds him for bringing it into the house, calling it evil because she thinks it is what's making them sick. After Evanildo leaves, Antonia reveals she's hidden the capsule under the sink. She asks scrapyard employee Raimundo to carry it and together they get on the bus. Eventually they make it to the health department and wait for hours, refusing to leave without a meeting. Director Genio agrees to hear them out, so Antonia explains that the capsule has made everyone sick, including all the scrapyard employees, Lucio, and Carlenius. A skeptical Genio thinks it must be food poisoning, but Antonia points out that it happened to families in different houses. Suddenly Antonia feels dizzy and goes outside for fresh air, only to throw up. Genio tells her to go to the clinic, so Antonia says she'll only go if he agrees to get rid of the capsule. Once Genio takes the deal, Raimundo drops the bag and takes Antonia to the clinic. The next morning becomes the first day of the radioactive emergency, which unfortunately coincides with a strike at the general hospital. At the clinic, Dr. Ricardo is checking on all the new patients, Antonia, Lucio, Carlenius, and the scrapyard workers. They all suffer from dizziness, vomiting, hair loss, and blisters. Meanwhile, nuclear physicist Marcio receives big news from his girlfriend Bianca. She's pregnant, which makes them both very happy. Then they have breakfast with Marcio's father since they came from the city to visit him for his birthday. Bianca thinks they should tell him about the pregnancy, but Marcio refuses. At that moment Marcio gets a call from Ricardo, who shares the patient's symptoms and believes it could be radioactive poisoning. Marcio doubts it because it'd require heavy exposure, so Ricardo tells him about the capsule. Marcio agrees to check it out. Genio picks Marcio up and Marcio uses a scintillometer, which is a device that can detect radiation. As soon as they get closer to the health department, the device goes crazy, and Marcio thinks it must be broken.